I've hired lots of people that have spent time in prison. Sometimes it's been a good decision, sometimes it's been a bad decision. It's always on the person themselves. I have some very trusted employees that are the very key people to make this block work. But I could care less about a person's past. And then I've had people in prison that came and stole from me. And of course you get rid of them. It's not always the best thing to do. I think we as humans have got to be open to anybody that's willing to work and to do a good job and to live with that good energy. In a business like this, you're dealing with those people's lives and the dramas of their lives every single day. And you try to work it in so they can work with as much peace as possible. If they work with peace, they put out a better meal. They put out a better meal, my customers like it better. So it's all relative. I wanted to face this thing that was coming to me, and I didn't know how to do it. At first, the chemo, it just about killed me in itself. I got so weak, I couldn't hardly walk. I had to have two people beside me all the time. And because the chemo doesn't only kill bad cancer cells, it kills every single thing that happens in your body. Boom, it's deadly. And but it somehow or another, I was in such good shape that I used to do 100 push-ups a day. Had the teepee running good, and then the government made its moves on me. They raided all the bars in the area and had us take out our video poker machines. Well, they took them out. They confiscated them. And I was so mad that they did that to us because there was gambling going on all around us. And it was just irritating, so I decided to fight them out in court. And it was a very, very big victory for the small man, the little guy. They wouldn't even set a jury. They thought it was such nonsense. And when I seen that, then I felt that maybe I could do something politically. Maybe I could make a difference. If we could do that in a court where they couldn't even get a jury together, then maybe people were thinking different and we could do something different. And we have created this incredible dinosaur of government and bureaucracy and authority. We've given authority to these people, and that has been the worst thing we have ever done. And that's because they don't know any more than we do. And I ran for mayor and won that successfully, and then we made a third-party run for the governor, and it was a very, we did well. We got a little over 11% of the vote, which, was a long ways from winning, but it certainly opened up that there's another way to look at something. There's some other thing, because usually 1% is a big vote for the Libertarian Party. So it was that opened things up, and I came back and, ran for mayor again, became mayor, and was liking it. I was talked into running for the state senate by, I agreed to do it. I wasn't talked into it. We had a lot of discussion on it. Scott Fitzgerald, the state senator, but in the end, I agreed to do it. I think that if I had to do it over again, I would only run as a libertarian. But that's another story. That's when I got sick. When I got sick, it was such a blow to me. I was working for the state senate. I worked every day. I walked every parade from Black River to Maiden Rock. I was a very, very hard campaigner. I knocked on all the doors in Eau Claire, and 7 weeks before the election, I had these stomach problems, and my urine had turned purple. I went to the VA, and they said that they didn't think it was too serious, probably a urinary blockage, but I should have it taken care of. So I did. It was I was quite upset that I wouldn't be able to walk in the next parade on Saturdays. I said, this better only take a day or so. I liked the competition of boxing. I liked the one-on-one-ness of it. I liked the intent of it. You know, it's such a one-on-one sport that you can train and you can be managed, but once you're inside that ring, it's an entirely different deal. And I think I made $500 on the last boxing match I had, and that was in Elroy. And my brother Tommy was the announcer. And there was 8 of us. It was 8 matches that day. It was on the 4th of July. It was a hot, hot day. And I fought a young, strong black kid from Milwaukee named Robert Garrell. And it was so hot and grueling. And I was about 38, and he was 21, I think. So it was a good match, and I was fortunate enough to prevail. Boxing was a lot of fun for me. I had a great friend named Bob Lynch. He has trained world champions, and he helped me put on these boxing shows around. We put on about 4 or 5 of them in Elroy and Kendall. And we never made any money, but we always had a lot of fun doing it. So, just a good friend. Right now, I'm unafraid. The chemicals that I'm receiving and the medication that I'm receiving has kept the pain at a bearable state. That is my only fear. I guess nobody wants to go through pain. I tried to turn my pain over to the now, to whatever it is, and not to hang on to it, because that too is a thought. But sometimes it's hard to get away from it. So they said there's an opportunity for a Whipple surgery if it hasn't advanced. And so the prayers were that it hadn't advanced, but we all knew it was quite serious. And when I asked the doctor how much time I had left, he said months. Well, I said, well, it's 60 months and 5 years. Yeah, I deeply loved Kathy. She was a wonderful lady. She was a wonderful mother. I don't think she could ever... She did a wonderful job with our children. And I was... from 21 to... I worked hard for the family, made some money, and we were doing really well. I bought a new house and paid for it. But then I bought a tavern that Kathy didn't want me to buy, and then life... I thought that I needed something else, and I wanted a divorce from Kathy. And ended up getting one, and that was probably, it was just not a good decision to make. Things didn't go out so hot. I went into despair, that really was the prelude to going into that sorrow.